Hello there, Tarot Tube. This little video is going to be a VR to Dark Fey Tarot, who did a video where she was talking about her Scarabeo decks. And it sort of stuck with me, and I kept thinking about it over the days, and I thought, I'm going to do a VR to that Scarabeo collection. So this is it, but you can see I don't really have that many Scarabeo decks, which was interesting to me because I am trying to sort of get more in touch with my actual DNA heritage, which is a big part of it is Italian, almost 50%. So I was like, well, that's something to think about. So I am going to spend some more time with this, and I have to tell you that she really sold one of the decks. If you want to see which deck it is, then you need to stay around to the end of the video, because I'm going to tell you then. All right, so let's push all of this away, and let's start with these two decks, because these two decks are in my purgatory, giveaway, trade pile. This one actually has a home to go to. I'm getting a Shakespeare deck in return for that, and I purchased this deck for a deck study, and I did edge it. So I think it's really pretty. I think it's a very pretty, and I think it's a good deck. I like it, but I don't like it enough to keep it because I was raised Catholic, and it's let's just say it's triggering. It's not the kind of imagery that makes me want to work with it. So I'm giving it up for that reason, because it will just stay on my shelf forever. Okay, put that to the side. Here is another one, the Botticelli. Okay, so I got this because I wanted the artwork, and I think I didn't. Look at the backs, they're beautiful. I think I didn't really spend enough time looking at walkthroughs, or I would have understood how much Botticelli's work actually got modified. And then I wasn't completely sure that I loved all the gold. That's a lot of gold, y'all. That's a whole lot of gold. But you can see I have shuffled it and used it and kind of put it back. And so I'm just not sure. This is definitely, gosh, I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, I look at this and I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's good. I like the choices that the creator, manipulator, borrower, manipulator, not in a bad way. I like the choices that they made, but yeah, I'm not in love. So this may find a new home. If you like just dying to have that deck, let me know below, and maybe I get it to you. All right, in this cute little leather bag, which I made it, y'all. I'm learning how to be a leather crafter. And I don't want to hear about it if you got problems with me working with leather. That's, yeah. So this is the Steampunk Mini, which I really like a lot. And I got the Mini because I was waiting for this new Steampunk deck that is going to be coming out, which is a collab with Pamela Chen and, oh boy, I think it's Ashley Cassidy. Yes, I think that's right. And I was like, oh, it's coming out in 23. No, it's not coming out in 23. It's coming out in 24, maybe 25. But I think I'm just going to hold out because that's the one that I really want. Here's the little box for it. So this one, the art's by Ali Fell and Barbara Moore, who, you can't really complain about Barbara Moore. That's pretty steady presence. Slide that over to the side. All right, here is another deck, the Manga Tarot. And I got it, and then I started to have questions about the artwork, creator. I'm not saying that Anna Lazzarini can't do manga. That's fine. I'm just not sure that it's what I want. I think I'm going to keep looking for a manga deck that maybe isn't by Italians. I don't know, maybe I'm just making that up. That I just feel like I want to support an Asian creator. So I'm still on the prowl for a manga deck. Nothing wrong with this one. I just decided I'd rather support. I mean, that is actually pretty beautiful, this Ace of Cups. And, you know, I mean, it is definitely manga style. There's no question about that. But I don't know. I don't know. It's in purgatory, this deck. I haven't really used it. I think I've done like 2 or 3 readings at the most. All right, now we're going to get into decks that I'm really using. Although this deck I really use, the Steampunk. I definitely really use that. And these decks that I really use are the Fey Tarot, which I love very much, and the Happy Tarot. So this Happy Tarot, much used. This is, I took this card and put little smiley stickers on it. I use this one for my significator. And I started to write some of the keywords, and then I decided I didn't really like that, and I was like, well, shall I get a new deck? And the answer is no. I'm just going to use the deck that I have. But look at this deck. Oh my goodness. So when I just really need a deck that is going to feel sweet, like I'm playing Candyland, but still, you know, life has got its conflicts and its challenges, just like the game Candyland does. Not a bad analogy. So I pulled this deck, and I like this. We'll leave it in this image. And I like this deck because, there we go. In the guidebook, for every card, you have a little affirmation that you could use. Like, here's the Tower. You can find happiness in releasing what no longer serves you. So I just sort of like that. It provides me with some balance and still lets me look at the hard stuff. That goes to the side. And here's the Fey Tarot, which you can see I've managed to ding up the box, so that tells you I'm using it. And I edged this one. Wasn't the best edging job I have ever done, but I did edge it. And it's got the typical little Scarabeo, teeny tiny guidebook. And this is in the side there because I'm going to use this to make my significator. I haven't made it yet. So whoops, I'm upside down. I mean, I could just lay it down like that and let it be my significator, but I need to do something to it. And I will. So I really like this deck. I like the imagery a lot. I feel like it goes, I feel like it kind of does all the things that you want a good balanced tarot deck to do. And it does it with these little fey creatures who look really mischievous and sparky. Like, it's not all good, it's not all bad. They're not cutie fey. They're in their own world, but it's a mischievous world, I believe, which goes with my way of looking at the Fae. But the colors are very saturated and bright, and it's not too, you know, in a dark forest. Sometimes that in the dark forest Fae world, I find it a little overwhelming, but this one I don't. And the creator manages to pull in the elements. So this one the artwork is by Mara, I guess it's Agam or Aghem something, and Riccardo Minetti, who seems to do a lot of stuff for the Scarabeo. And then I have this deck, which is very, very special to me. I have the Sola Busca Tarot, which I picked up on a trip to Italy, and this was my tarot souvenir. Definitely the largest souvenir I brought with me because I was packing light. And look at the size of these. They're oversized cards. But I really like them. I feel like when I use this deck, and I don't use it that often, so it does feel really special when I use it. I feel like I'm just getting in touch with a lot of ancestral energy from my father's side of the family. And I like that. So that's good. I like history. So let me put that to the side. And now let me show you something that you may not know about, even if you are a big deck collector. Did you know? Now this is for US folks. Did you know that you can actually get a real live, old-fashioned paper catalog from Llewellyn? So you go, I guess you could call their number, but you could also do it online. You just have to dig, like go to the bottom where all the comments or content stuff is, and you can pick up this catalog. And they have a collection, obviously, of their own decks, but they also carry Los Scarabeo, and I think they're the big, in the US anyway, I think they're probably the biggest distributor of Los Scarabeo decks, although I've certainly bought some at magic.com, which is my favorite mail order joint, and of course, you know, the big A's got everything. And then they also have some Blue Angel. So I love this because I am of the age where we thought of catalogs as wish books. And boy, oh boy, did I love the fall when the new catalogs came out and I could look at my wish books. My Sears and my Montgomery Wards. I know I'm really dating myself here, but that's okay. I'm a crone, I ain't scared to admit it. So you can see, I'm just flipping through here. A lot of these things are Scarabeo. And then they have this little code in the book. So if it's got this, let me give you a close up. If it's got this little thing, it says Los Scarabeo. So they have a lot of Los Scarabeo decks. Here's another steampunk that's available from Los Scarabeo, but nope, I'm holding out for the one I want. They've got a lot of nice historical, Italian historical, and some French historical as well. So now we're going to talk about what I saw in Dark Fey's video. This one I always look at. Don't worry, I'm getting there. This one I always look at it and I go, oh, it's pink. I love the pink, but I don't actually like the imagery that much. So these, of course, are very tempting to me because they are traditional, like this traditional fortune telling card. I know eventually I'm going to break down and get that one. It's just a question of time. So this is not the one that I was tempted by, but I did order it. It looks really fantastic, this Dimensions of Light. It's got these mandalas, and I like these colors, so I am assuming, hoping, you know, that the whole sacred geometry chakra thing is happening with this deck. It came out last October, so it's been out for almost a year, and there really aren't that many walkthroughs on the YouTubes, so I'll do one. If you're interested, be sure to, you know, hit the subscribe button below so you'll see when it comes out, because I've ordered it and I should have it in a week or two. I ordered it from magic.com on their Labor Day sale. So yeah, I've got this one, but that's Blue Angel, not Los Scarabeo, doesn't count. Okay, let me find the one that I got. I'm just flipping. Y'all can say, oh, that's Los Scarabeo, that's Los Scarabeo. And I do encourage you to go watch Dark Fey Tarot's video. And it's going to be the tarot at the end. So if you can just click through on it and watch it. Oh boy, watch me not be able to find it. That would be awkward and embarrassing. I thought I had flagged the page. Yeah, so like the John Bauer, all these things, you're going to, you know, if you're a collector, you're going to recognize them. This is Llewellyn, though. Where is it? Where is it? It's the tarot of, I thought about this Native American tarot, but I haven't ordered it yet. I'll cave. I'll cave. Can't get everything at once, right? Because then you can't focus on it and learn the deck. There's my Steampunk Tarots. Isn't this fun? Having a catalog that you can handle, and here it is. Okay, so this is the one. Now this is the answer to the question. What was I tempted by that I kept thinking about it, and said, nope, you know what, I'm going to get it. I got this one, the Tarot of Oppositions by Pierluca Zizi and Michelle Alosio, I guess. Groundbreaking Tarot reimagines every card as a thrilling study of opposites. You'll take a tarot journey like never before, exploring mirrored versions of each card's stunning illustration. You're reading through blah, blah, blah. Okay, so there is a sample of what it looks like. I tend to not read reversals per se. I do, you know, it sort of depends on when I'm reading. I'll pull a card, and sometimes I definitely read it with what you would think of as a reversed meaning, but I usually don't actually shuffle in the different directions. I just kind of consider it, it's a message with a whole spectrum of things, and depending on the context, what's around it, what question I was being asked, that's how I read it. So this, I'm actually looking forward to trying this out and seeing if I do, you know, kind of get some new content from that for myself. It's going to be a fun exploration. So that's Lo Scarabeo. All right, that was kind of fun to see what Lo Scarabeo decks I have. Thank you, Dark Fey Tarot, for helping me to sort of think of my collection in terms of how do you say that word? The imprimatur, like who is the publisher, who is authorizing is, you know, this is a tarot deck. Because it's interesting, and when I looked around, I discovered I've got a lot of Hay House decks, y'all. A lot of Hay House decks. So I'm just guessing most of my, you know, the biggest number is Hay House, then indie decks, then US games, and last is the Lo Scarabeo. So that was a pretty interesting thing to discover and a fun way to think about my little library here. All right, if you found that interesting, like I said, you want to see, I'll do a walkthrough of this, I'll do a walk full of that other deck that I said I was getting. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. The like button, oh my goodness, you have no idea how much I appreciate it when people hit the like button. It just does so much for my channel. And if you want to see Dark Fey's original video, then it's like here, or you know, reminds me of the Scarecrow in Wizard of Oz. Someplace. All right, thanks, bye-bye. Have a great day.